Let me have a quick conversation with you about the top 10 cheapest car insurers for bad driving out there. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How you doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as superb as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today's topic is very important, as are all our topics. And today I want to talk to you about the top 10 cheapest car insurers for bad driving out there. And what are the high-risk auto insurance companies? The thing here is that this sort of the cheapest car insurance for drivers with a bad record will depend on what types of traffic violation we're talking about here and what kind of traffic violations those drivers have been convicted of or accident they have been in, right? So for instance, the drivers who have received a speeding violation pay an average annual premium of $2,700 to $2,800. Meanwhile, drivers with a record of a DUI pay an average of $3,390, which is, so you have a whopping $650 difference. What I'm trying to say here is that in our study, we have noticed that Geico and Progressive typically offer bad drivers the cheapest rate. These two companies quoted rates of up to 40% less than the average, though the potential savings differs based on what incidents were on the driving record we considered. One thing you have to understand is that across the 10 different bad driver profiles that we surveyed, we found that going with the cheapest car insurance company could represent a savings of up to 40% compared to the average. And the thing here is that as you know, car insurance and insurance in general is a state affair. It's not a federal affair, so states the insurance laws vary by state. So the best way for those with a bad driving record is to make sure that they're getting the lowest car insurance based on their location. And the only way you can do this is by actually gathering rates from multiple insurers. Now, here is the big question. Here is the elephant in the room. How does a bad driving record affect car insurance? The thing here is that insurance companies or financial institutions primarily, right? So they will consider the risk and they will charge a higher rate to drivers that they expect will cost them more through insurance payouts, either for damages inflicted on other motorists that they are liable for, or to pay for vehicle repairs or replacement that can result from a collision insurance claim. So according to the models that insurance companies use to set rates, drivers that have previous car accidents and violations on their records are more likely to be in future accidents. They are therefore charged higher car insurance rate due to the increased risk they represent to the insurers. So in other words here, the insurance company is basing their actuarial models on the past to actually set the rates. So if you want to get car insurance with the bad driving record, you need to spend more time and effort shopping for auto insurance. This is because auto insurance companies might quote you exorbitant rates. And the thing here is that you have to understand that some insurers may not even offer coverage for high-risk drivers, such as those that require SR22 insurance. So we cover the whole topic of SR22 insurance in another show, so you want to double check that. But just in a nutshell, SR22 or FR44 in some states refers to a special type of policy for individuals with bad driving records that requires an insurer to file a certificate of financial responsibility that confirms you have paid the required amount of liability coverage. And that is very important because that proper amount of financial responsibility or liability coverage will actually depend will actually drive how the authorities at the local level see you as a driver. And we're showing you right now on the screen. And the best way to illustrate this is to show you on the screen right now. We're showing you two tables. So first we have the type of violation accidents and the incidents that it has on the cost. And then the second, and the data, by the way, was as of January 1st, 2021. And then the second table referred to the type of violation accident, and you can see the cheapest insurer based on that. So the first table, you can see that if you have on average, for instance, no violation, the average annual cost was $24.11. And if you have speeding, it goes by 14%. If you have running a stop sign as a violation, it goes the premium rather goes by 14%, goes up by 14%. If you have racing, if the cops pull you over and you just do not comply, then your policy will increase by 18%. If you have reckless driving, 18%. If you have careless driving, there is a subtle difference there. Your policy will go up by 22%. And if you have been involved in a DUI instance or situation, you have a whopping 41% increase. So it's just not worth it. On the second table here, you can see that basically if you've been involved in speeding, running a stop sign, racing, reckless driving, careless driving, DUI, actually the first five, Geico might be the best company for you. And then if you have been involved in DUI or at fault accident, Progressive might be the best option. Either way, please check out our insurance evaluation approach video. We have a strict approach when it comes to evaluating insurance policies, especially for bad driving, and also for categorizing them, for evaluating them, for listing them. And in our approach, we have reviewed several tens of insurance companies out there. And please check the video out. Check this out. All right, let's get into it. Number 10. When it comes to the top 10 cheapest car insurers for bad driving, we have a Liberty Mutual. Our score, 8/10. This is a company that is kind of cool when it comes to, you might want to consider them when it comes to bad driving. And Liberty Mutual offers standard auto policies to which you can add several types of optional coverage if you have had instances of bad driving. And here I'm talking about accident forgiveness, new car replacement, better car replacement, deductible fund, repair guarantee, and gap insurance. And another thing that they do here is that you are able to get vandalism loss protection. In other words, no deductible if your vehicle is vandalized during school-related events or on school property. You have personal property coverage and collision coverage. What I'm trying to say here is that even if you have had instances of bad driving in the past, there are ways to reduce your cost, your premium, if you're able to take advantage of the constellation of discounts that Liberty Mutual offers. Number 9, we have here Farmers Insurance. Farmers is kind of cool too. Our score, 8.5/10. And we love the fact that Farmers has great customer service, and they don't have a lot of customer complaints, and there are many options to customize homes and auto policies, so you're able to bundle here. And this is kind of cool because even if you have had instances of bad driving in the past, you're able to reduce your premium anyway. And you can do that through bundling. You can also actually do this through by taking advantage of the myriad discounts that Farmers have. And Farmers actually has everything from new car replacement to accident forgiveness and loss of use. This is kind of interesting. This was an interesting one when we were actually reviewing the company. And loss of use means that when your car is in the shop or totaled after an accident, Farmers reimburses you for a rental, cabs, or public transit. And most companies' coverage only pays for a rental car, so that's just pretty cool. And they also have, in terms of coverage, they have customized equipment coverage, and they have a regional equipment manufacturer, the OEM coverage, which pays for replacement parts from your car's manufacturer if you are in a covered wreck, rather than aftermarket parts, which are cheaper. One thing is very important here is that you must have collision and comprehensive coverage to opt in, and your car's model must be within 10 years of the current calendar year. Number 8, we have Travelers. Travelers is kind of cool, and Travelers, our score 8.5 over 10. And Travelers, as we all know, is one of the most established and well-known names in insurance, right? They've been part of the nation's insurance fabric, if you will, for the last, I don't even know, 40, 50 years. So if you're looking for an in-person experience with an agent and want to buy multiple products from one provider, Travelers might be a good fit. And even if you have bad driving, if you had instances of bad driving in the past or currently, you can still go out to them. And what we really love with the Travelers is that they have something called the Premier Responsible Driver Program. And this is a program that allows travelers to empower their clients, especially those who have had issues with bad driving in the past, to actually change and improve their driving. And so the Premier Responsible Driver Program includes the all accidents and violation forgiveness perks, as well as a decrease in deductible. For instance, if your car is totaled, your deductible is waived in this program. And the program actually has $50 off for every 6 months accident free. Every 6 months accident free, up to $500 off your deductible. This is pretty cool. And you don't have a lot of insurance companies at this level, at this size, that do that. And we also love the fact that Travelers has other auto insurance options when it comes to discounting. So they have gap insurance, ride sharing insurance. They have something called IntelliDrive, which uses an app to track your driving speed, the time of day, and braking and acceleration habits for 90 days. And the IntelliDrive app is actually available in 31 states. So at renewal, you can get a discount of up to 20% for good driving, or your rates could go up if you have risky driving habits. So this is a double-edged sword if you ever think about it. Number 7, Allstate. So when it comes to finding the cheapest car insurer for bad driving, Allstate could be a good option. Our score 9 over 10. And Allstate has a lot of they do a lot to cater to people who have had bad driving records in the past, or are currently dealing with that kind of situation. And they have a few programs, a few perks, a few features to handle that. They have accident forgiveness, which means that your rates would not increase because of one accident, even if it's your fault. They have the safe driving bonus. So they're basically encouraging people to drive better, to be responsible at the wheel. So for every 6 months, for example, of accident-free driving with Allstate, you can receive a check. Not a discount here. We're talking a real check, real money. You have deductible rewards, new car replacement, roadside assistance. So if you total a new car within the first 2 model years, you can actually get a check for a new car, not just your car's depreciated value. You have, of course, roadside assistance, but the good thing here is that the roadside assistance from Allstate comes in 3 flavors, in 3 different options. So you have pay-per-use, PPU, as an add-on to auto policies, or from Allstate's Motor Club, which is a subscription service similar to AAA. And then you also have rideshare insurance. You also have other features that we love that do not cost extra. You have the car buying service. So Allstate will advertise discount and savings when you use the service, which provides information about what others pay for the same type of car, including incentives and fees. So you also have the claim satisfaction guarantee, mile-wise. So in other words, based on the miles you drive, mile-wise insurance has a daily base rate plus a per mile rate, and driver-wise rather. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. We are still having a conversation about the top 10 cheapest car insurers for bad driving. And I want to talk to you now about Progressive. Number 6, Progressive. Our score, 9 over 10. I love Progressive. And Progressive is kind of cool, too, because they actually cater to people with bad driving experience, bad driving in their record. The client satisfaction ratings are kind of high. And relative to its size, Progressive Auto Insurance gets fewer complaints to state regulators than other companies. And one thing we have found here is that they also have a few schemes in place to actually cater to people with bad driving in their record. For example, gap insurance. So gap insurance, under this scheme, Progressive pays up to 25% above the value of your car if it's totaled to cover a loan or lease balance. So you must purchase both comprehensive and collision coverage to buy gap insurance from Progressive. You have custom parts and equipment value, which pays to fix or replace custom accessories you add to your car. They offer pet injury protection. As we know, people who have bad driving on their record, sometimes, of course, not sometimes, they drive recklessly and they might endanger their pet also. So with the pet injury protection, you're able to pay the vet. You're able to pay vet bills if your pet is injured in a car accident. And you also have deductible savings bank. So if you have comprehensive and collision coverage, for example, you can actually opt into this program that reduces your deductible by $50 every 6 months. You are claim free all the way to $0. Number five, we have Nationwide. Nationwide, 9 over 10, our score, another great company. And the Nationwide is kind of cool too because they are solid and they actually have a great customer service. They actually cater to a lot of customers with a bad driving record here. And what we love here with Nationwide is they have a few features that are kind of cool, a few additional options and perks. For example, they have gap insurance, which pays the difference between the cash value of your car when it was totaled or stolen and the amount of money left on your loan or lease. You have Smart Ride, which uses an app or device that plugs into your car's diagnostic port to track your driving behavior. So this is kind of cool because it incentivizes you to drive better, to drive more responsibly. So this app, the Smart Ride app, can actually track mileage, fast acceleration, hard braking, and time of day you drive. And you have vanishing deductible. So this optional program allows you to chip away at your deductible by driving safely. So for every year, for example, you don't have an accident, your deductible goes down by $100 up to a $500 reduction. You also have accident forgiveness, of course, and you have on your side review. Number 4, we have here State Farm. State Farm is kind of cool too. State Farm is the largest personal auto insurer in the country, and they have an entire department, an entire segment that caters to car drivers with people who have bad driving history. And the thing here is that, and they actually have a few policies or a few strategies in place. I'm talking here about State Farm. They have put in place a few strategies to deal with that important segment and to manage the risk and to make money at the same time. So one of the not only does State Farm Auto Insurance pay for a rental car if yours is in the shop due to a covered collision, but it also pays for meals, lodging, and transportation if you are stranded more than 50 miles from home, regardless of whether or not you are a good driver or a bad driver. And coverage limits apply and vary by states, and you need to have comprehensive or collision coverage to opt in. And we love that, well, there are three programs that we actually love. You have the Drive Safe and Save program, which is a usage-based program that calculates discounts based on your mileage and safe driving measurement, such as smooth acceleration and braking. And it also takes into account things like risk factors, such as speed and time of the day. You can get up to 50% discount once State Farm has analyzed your driving behavior. You have the Steer Clear Driver program, and this is a driver training refresher course available on the internet through an agent or via mobile app. So this is kind of cool. So this is something that State Farm offers to drivers under 25 who complete the course. And you also have the rideshare insurance. So if you drive for a company such as Uber or Lyft, this option allows you to have one policy that covers both personal and rideshare use. We have American Family, number 3. Our score, 9.5 over 10. Same thing here. American Family, it kind of offers the same, I would say, the same policies as State Farm, and which is why they have the same rating. And actually, American Family has slightly better client service than State Farm, but basically the same. American Family also offers everything from gap insurance to accidental death and dismemberment coverage and ride sharing insurance. And the company also has a gazillions of auto insurance discounts, from multiple policy to good driver to multiple vehicle to loyalty to know your drive to auto pay and good student. Now I want to talk to you about Geico. Geico number 2. So Geico, we have scored Geico 10 over 10. Obviously, Geico is not. There's no introduction necessary for Geico, and Geico is pretty good for drivers with bad driving experience, who have had bad driving in the past or are currently dealing with that. And with Geico, you would see that the customer service is kind of cool. Everything is done on the internet, of course. They're able to help you. They have put in place a constellation of discounts that will allow you to reduce your premiums eventually if you just go through the system. They also have two interesting programs that I want to talk to you about. They have the mechanical breakdown coverage. So this covers repairs to all mechanical parts of a new car less than 15 months old and with less than 15,000 miles, except problems caused by wear and tear. And there is a $250 deductible. And they also have another program called the ride sharing insurance. This is kind of cool because if you have bad driving and you are trying to fix it, or you're still dealing with the issues right now, and you say, I'm going to drive for a rideshare company instead, you need to have the proper insurance. So this option, the rideshare insurance option, allows you to have one policy that covers both personal and ride sharing use, and you can replace your existing auto policy with this hybrid insurance on the ride sharing vehicle only. And let's move on to number one, folks. The best, in our view, the cheapest car insurer for bad driving out there is USAA. And our score, 10 over 10. The only thing is USAA only caters to the military. So they will, unless you are a serviceman or were a serviceman, you are a veteran, or you are a relative of a veteran or a currently serving service member, it will be pretty tough to actually benefit from USAA's insurance policies. However, let's just say that USAA offers a wide variety of insurance products and gets great marks, stellar marks. They have received thousands of accolades for their stellar customer service. And if you've had bad driving in the past, they will help you. They have something called accident forgiveness. So this is an add-on coverage that allows you to receive a constant auto insurance premium from USAA, even after one at-fault accident, and that's only if you are accident-free for 5 years with the company. And they also have the right share insurance. This has become some sort of a classic, I would say some kind of classic staple in the insurance industry in the last 10 years. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweet Kiwi Show. We are about to enter this conversation, and I was talking to you about the top 10 cheapest car insurers for bad driving. But before I go, I just want to show you right now on the screen. As you can see, I have a table I want to show you, and the table shows a company and the 25-year-old with minimum coverage, how much it will cost, versus the 25-year-old with a full coverage. As I was telling you at the beginning of this conversation, of today's show, it is important to make the right decision when it comes to your situation in terms of whether or not you want to have minimum coverage, minimum car insurance coverage, or you want to have full coverage, even if you have you've had some bad driving on your record. So you can see here the data was as of January 1st, 2021, and you can see the gap here in terms of pricing from Geico all the way to Liberty Mutual. All right, folks, here is it. Let's quickly recap to this conversation. So number one, we have here USAA 10 over 10, number 2, Geico 10 over 10, number 3, American Family 9.5 over 10, number 4, State Farm 9.5 over 10, number 5, Nationwide 9.5, 9 over 10, number 6, Progressive 9 over 10, number 7, Allstate 9 over 10, number 8, Travelers 8.5 over 10, number 9, Farmers 8.5 over 10, and number 10 we have here Liberty Mutual 8 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. Really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.